Welcome, everybody. We have one break again tonight, and it's going to be a little more legacy football. I know, right? We've got a lot of that. I tend to load up on the preseason stuff. It helps us down the road, and it's kind of fun to get started on our rookies early in the season. Before we start ripping into things, though, there's a little information to go over, so let's get started with that. First up, my feedback is set to be completely automated on eBay. What that means to you is simply this. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get positive feedback in return. Yay, automation. And of course, the second thing there, far more important, is a big thank you. I always appreciate you bidding, breaking, chatting with me, keeping me company, and informed scores and all kinds of other stuff that happens while I'm breaking. We are looking now at breaks that are coming up. This stuff is already listed on eBay. We're going to be breaking it over the next few days. So tomorrow night we're going to break a half case of Bowman, but it's going to be Bowman Jumbo. So we've been breaking Hobby up to this point. We're switching to Jumbo, which is an 8-box case. So a half case, of course, there is going to be 4 boxes. And paper base will have its own bidding category. So paper base doesn't ship to the teams. All the chrome cards ship to the teams, which covers all the inserts, of course. Autograph cards go to the teams. Numbered cards go to the teams. So that pretty well covers all of our inserts, parallels, and autographs go to the teams as normal. But paper base will have its own bidding spot. Saturday night, we're going to do more legacy football, just like we are tonight, except we'll start at 9:15 Eastern instead of 9 Eastern. On Sunday, it's an off night. Monday, we'll open a 5-box case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys. We will open a 10-box case of Leaf Metal Sports pre-production proof, which is basically 1 of 1 slabbed autographed cards. Okay, so there's 1 per box. Every one of them will be a 1 of 1 and slabbed and signed. Somebody sent me a message today asking me for some more details on that. Sadly, guys, the only information I have right now is what you find down there at the bottom of the description when you scroll down to that, manufacturer's area. That's all the info I have on it, but I am going to reach out to Leaf and try to get those other questions answered for you. Well, maybe not for you, but for the person who asked me. Also on Monday night, we will open a 3-box case of our high-end definitive baseball. Always fun to get into. Tuesday, we will be opening legacy football again. Once again, it will be a 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific start time. And like tonight, veteran base has its own bidding category and does not go out to the teams. What you need to know about what we're opening tonight is this. I'm expecting it to go out Monday. There is a possibility that I could get some of it out on Saturday, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And usually I will, if I can't get the whole break out, I usually don't ship a partial break. I wait until I can get the whole thing out, just in case, if you find something missorted later, you can, make sure it gets in the right spot. So usually I wait. So maybe Saturday, but probably Monday is when you can expect this stuff to get out the door. Don't need to worry about consolation cards. Every team's going to pull plenty of cards in this break. It is a 12-box case of 2019 Legacy Football. It is break number 4. It, of course, ended tonight on eBay Thursday night, the 30th of May. We've got our team names on the left-hand side. Winning bidders are across from it on the right-hand side. There were a couple of people the last time I checked that had not yet gotten their bids paid for. So if you're one of those people, please pay for your team. I'm not going to bother to resell it tonight because honestly, I just don't feel like the hassle of it. And at least one of the people has bid with me before. The other one, got a 50-50 shot of getting paid. But either way, if you're one of the folks that haven't paid for it, please do. And once again, please remember veteran base has its own bidding position. So that is literally just the veteran base, which means that teams are going to get all the numbered cards, inserts, parallels, rookie cards, autograph cards, and relic cards, okay? Last but not least, you notice there that the background went out of focus, and that was on purpose, so don't sweat that. We're going to be able to see everything all nice and pretty up close even. We should be able to. I see Jay Allen looking for some love for the Saints. I started saying the Rays, but we're breaking football tonight, so that would be the Saints and the Buccaneers. Yeah. Stang Lover, the proofs are signed. They are, absolutely, they are signed. They are autographed, 100% they are autographed. They did not go in these are pre-production proofs, okay? That's different than the one-of-ones that were in the actual product itself. So you can look again down at the information down at the bottom of that description that Leaf provided, and they definitely tell us they are autographed, they are slabbed, and they are one-of-one pre-production proofs. So that is, you know about as much of it as I know about it, but that's, you know, where we are with it. So, hi, Dave Dreamin. You're all paid up on the Bears. Awesome, sir. Thank you very much. And Kirk is here looking for some love for his Dallas Cowboys. All right, let's see what we can find. So if you haven't done a break with Legacy before, it is 2 autographs per box, and then a variety of numbered things and other assorted inserts and odds and ends. Obviously, as we normally do, we'll go a little slower through the first box just to kind of give you an idea of what you can expect to see. And then from there, we speed up a little as we look through our subsequent boxes. Yeah, Stang Lover, I mean, they didn't even offer this product to distributors or anything. They offered it only to direct accounts, which I buy both from Leaf Direct and Leaf from distributors. So he sent out the email with that limited amount of information in it, and that's just what he called them pre-production proofs, and they're all autographed, one-of-one, and slabbed, and that's really literally all the info that he gave us. So I assume it is just what the, like a sample run to make sure that the card looks the way it's supposed to look or something, and then he got them signed. That would be my guess anyway. So, and it did, I think it said in there is, every player is represented. So everybody that was on the checklist, obviously that would make sense, that had a card in Leaf Sports Heroes should also be available in this one-of-one product. So I don't know. Yeah, Stang Lover, you might be right. I know they do sell some stuff in their eBay store. They may have in past years sold some of those pre-production proofs, like unsigned, just sold them as the proofs. They might have. Maybe they just decided that this was a better way to go. I don't know. I mean, we'll find out when we get into it. I only bought 1 case of it. It was a pretty limited run anyway, but I wasn't really sure what to expect with it. So I just bought the 1 case and, we'll see how it goes. So this, guys, this is literally veteran base. So every time you see one that looks like that, it goes that way. Chrome, we'll find plenty of these little chrome parallels. Most of them are not prisms, meaning they don't refract, and they also mostly are not numbered. Some may be. And our first autograph. I forgot to say this, but probably you know it. Our rookies are still in their college uniforms in this product. So here's what that means to you. If they were drafted, they're going to go to the team that drafted them. If they were undrafted, but they subsequently signed with the team for mini camp, rookie camp, whatever, they're going to go to that team they signed with. The only way they wouldn't go to that team is if they got cut from the first team and signed with a new team. Okay? So Deontay Thompson there is an Arizona Cardinal to get us started tonight with our autographs. These, of course, are inserts. So inserts go to the teams as normal. That was more veteran base. So there you kind of have an idea of how it's going to flow tonight. The numbered stuff, yellow is going to be to 165. The orange is to 199. The red is to 299 unless it's a chrome, and then it will be different. And the blues are to 50. Bentley's here. Hi, Bentley. You're looking for Daryl Henderson. All right, you got the Rams tonight then. Dak Prescott to 50 for the boys. Got the Cowboys. Yeah, Daryl Henderson comes out a reasonable amount. So there's our red again to 299. Oh, this is what I've been waiting to find. Yes, indeed. You know, I told you guys when we did a break of this night before last, was it? I said, you know what? We haven't hit Kyler Murray yet, and I'm really feeling like it's time for us to hit Kyler Murray. And guess what? We just hit him. I've got to get some sleeves out, though. Sorry, forgot the thick sleeves. I was off by a case, wasn't I? It did come out of the same master case, though, for what that's worth. So maybe my mojo is slightly on cue. And it's numbered to 10, no less. Oh, yeah, baby. Look at that handsome hit for the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray to 10. That's what I'm talking about. This is why I love preseason products. You get good stuff, low numbered, at a better price than it will be later. Well, you can make a lot of money on it right now too. So anybody that's got a lot of preseason hype, you know their stuff, I'm sure you guys have noticed, going through the roof. And subsequently, on the flip side, if you've got somebody that doesn't have a lot of preseason hype, but that you personally feel like is going to be very good, this is a good time to buy them without it costing you so much money. Montez Sweat to 25, Washington Redskins. So that's another reason I like the preseason stuff. Especially, as I say, if you've got somebody you think is going to be good that's maybe flying under the radar a little bit, you can do pretty well with getting it at a reasonable price. To 165, that's Dexter Lawrence, a Giant, I do believe. I think I have mostly sorted this stuff enough to remember the vast majority of who we're going to see in here. There might be a couple I forget, but I've done plenty of sorting now, so it starts to stick in your mind after a certain period of time. Finally, right? That's what you're thinking. Finally, you're going to remember them. I know, I try. This one happens to be a little parallel, numbered 250 for one Tom Brady. And, of course, the Patriots. And there's an example of an orange to 199. That was Fournette for the Jags. So there goes box number 1. Most of the rest of the boxes we open, you're going to see a lot of the same sort of stuff, except we haven't maybe seen a green one yet. Green ones are numbered to 100, I think, if I remember correctly. Hi, Kay and JM. Jay Allen said his phone cut out. YouTube decided to update. Did you miss seeing the Kyler Murray? Oh, man, it was nice. Of course, you know, we'll recap it, so you'll see it again at the end anyway, but yeah, that's a pretty sweet little hit. Bentley says that is a gold mine. JM says serious money. Yeah, no kidding. Serious money. And if I remember correctly, I don't always remember who's got what team, but I think maybe the same person has had the Cardinals for just about every break we've done of Legacy, if not every one. So he's been just kind of patiently waiting for that big one to come rolling through, and then there it is tonight. But numbered to 10 makes it that much better. Like, it's good regardless, but to 10, oh, that's sweet. Oh, Jay Allen, your phone came back on just in time to catch it. All right, good. Nice. Yeah, I saw an update pop up on my screen earlier wanting to do my computer is a Dell brand, and Dell also does updates, and it came up saying there's a Dell update, and so I'm like trying to click No, like remind me later. Do not start it in the middle of this, because stranger things have happened. Staying Lever says that sounds logical. Yeah, you're right. I think it has been Logic Boy every time. I assume he's got him again tonight. I think he does. Actually, I'm going to look. I kind of want to know now. Yeah, he does. He does have them again tonight. So, yeah. So I think he's had them. I know he's had them at least the last 2 or 3 breaks, and maybe all 4. But sometimes that's how it works. Patience pays off, right? Occasionally, anyway, we try. So we don't see too many in this color. When we do find one, it is numbered to 25. That one is Terry McLaurin for the Washington Redskins. We are going to have some new football next week, but they pushed the date of it from Wednesday to Friday. Why can I not remember the name of that product? It was new last year. We opened it for the first time last year. It's got a lot of black and white stuff in it and had cool patches. I can't remember the name of it. Charlie Joyner, numbered to 50 for the Chargers. That one is chrome. Daggone it, what is the name of that product? I know it, but I can't seem to drag it out of my head at the moment. Numbered to 100, Nick Chubb and the Browns. Well, anyway, it comes out Friday. It was supposed to come out Wednesday. They've moved it to Friday. And I believe, provided they don't change it again, Leaf Flash Football should also come out next Friday. So we're going to have 2 football releases next week, both on Friday. Number to 165, Amari Cooper and the Cowboys. I still want to say Raiders. I know better, but I still always, it's ingrained. Takes a while to relearn it. You just go on autopilot and say, oh yeah, with the so-and-sos. Whoops, no, not so much. Not so much anymore. Jay Allen, you said a Dell update takes a long time. I don't know. Some of them are pretty fast. Some of those Dell updates go through pretty quickly, those little system updates. But you never know. When I see those pop up, I just always, if I'm doing a break or something, I, defer it because I don't want to, obviously, if I can see it, I don't want it to start in the middle because who knows if it would reboot the computer. That is Kenyon Drake to 50 for the Dolphins on the For the Ages card set. But yeah, every once in a while it will update at a really inopportune time, like right before a break, and then be a really long update and mess us up. That's happened in the past. It was not fun when it did. Devin White for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and to 299, Saquon Barkley and the Giants. Yeah, Flash definitely is one of them for Friday, but it's the Panini one that I can't remember the name of, Staying Lover. There's a Panini product coming Friday. That's the one that I can't remember. Dexter Lawrence, I believe he is a New York Giant. This one is a Prism. It's not going to be numbered, but it is still a Prism nonetheless. Devontae Adams and the Green Bay Packers. To 299, this is the red. Red Rover. Dave Dreamin said he feels like some big Bears hits are coming. Well, let's try it. Luminaries, that's it. Or Luminance. Luminaries is baseball, right? Luminaries is baseball. Luminance is football. Yes, that's it. Jay Allen, thank you. That was bugging me. DK Metcalf comes out for Seahawks, I believe he is. The main thing I remember about DK Metcalf is he had a much better combine than expected, and then he was drafted much farther down than they expected. So, whatever that's worth. Staying Lover, I don't know when Trinity is going to be. They moved it along with another, I can't even remember the name of the other one. There are 3 Leaf products that are supposed to be coming in June. Flash, of course, is supposed to be on the 7th, which was originally supposed to have already been out. Then Trinity, that you mentioned. And then there's a 3rd Leaf product that was supposed to come out in June as well. Right now, they show Trinity and that 3rd product coming out the same day, which we know they're not going to do. So at least one of them is going to move. But I don't know which one. Oh, you meant Trinity Baseball. Trinity Baseball. I don't think Trinity Baseball is Friday. I don't remember that. I think that got moved, didn't it? I'll have to double check the last calendar that they sent out, but I think Trinity Baseball may have gotten moved. I do not remember it being Friday, but I'll double back and check. Jay Allen, you're hitting the hay for tonight. All right, my friend. You have got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Saints. All right, we will work on your Tampa Bay Buccaneers and your Saints and see what we can come up with for you. Staying Lover, you're going to have to take out an 8-second mortgage. Oh, yeah. Well, see, my friend, that's why you got to go for PayPal credit, isn't it? Yes, indeed. Tyree Jackson, numbered to 50. I think Tyree Jackson is the Buffalo Bills, but let me double check that before I tell you something crazy that's wrong. Yeah, he is the Bills. He was undrafted, of course, but subsequently went to the Buffalo Bills. Allegedly has, I think, the same sort of throwing style as Josh Allen is what I heard somebody say, and maybe that's why he's there. Numbered to 50, how about Jim Kelly and the Bills? And how about the Colts? What are the Colts doing picking up Chad Kelly, by the way? I mean, okay, what? He's been kicked off of every team he's ever been on. It's 165, Drew Lock. Broncos. I mean, he got kicked off his college team. He got kicked off his high school team for behavioral and other issues. He got kicked off of the Broncos for that crazy stuff he did at the Halloween party when he was high or drunk or both and broke into somebody's house and sat on their couch. This is for the Green Bay Packers. It is Jamal Williams. And now all of a sudden they pick him up in Indy. Like, he just seems like a very poor fit for Indianapolis. They usually have guys with a little more, is character the word I'm looking for? Maybe. More something than this kid has. So I don't know how in the world Chad Kelly managed that, but nonetheless, there he is. Buckeye for Fun is here. Hi, Buckeye for Fun. What's happening with you tonight, Buckeye? This is Joe Flacco, and it's numbered to 10. Here's what you need to know about this. Yes, he's in a Ravens uniform, but no, he doesn't go to the Ravens. You'll see it's got the Broncos as the team name. There's the traded date and information. And then, of course, the Broncos on the back. So it's always going to go to the team that you see listed on the card, which does not always correspond to the uniform that they are wearing on some of these traded guys. So just be aware of that. If you're looking at uniforms versus team names, sometimes it might throw you off a little bit. Irv Smith for the Vikings, numbered to 100. I think really, though, I think Flacco's may be the only one in here that I can think of anyway that's got the uniform mismatch on there that I can remember anyway. Uh-oh, I've mixed these two piles up. Hang on one second. Let's fix that back. That one is to 299 for one Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Stang Lover, you said Chad Kelly needs to switch to being a place kicker because he got kicked off of all of his teams. That's terrible, man. I don't even remember why he got kicked off his high school team, but he did. And he definitely got kicked off of his college team because you remember everybody was talking about that. There's a Daryl Henderson, by the way, Prism, not numbered. Everybody was talking about that pre-draft, of course. It's to 199 Patriots. And, of course, we all know what happened to him in Denver. Although, honestly, if he had been really, really good, I bet you they would have kept him even despite that crazy Halloween house breaking and entering. You know how they are. If they're good, somebody's going to let them play, no matter. Dave Dreamin said the Bears still need a kicker. You know what I love about the Bears? They had, after, of course, that disaster off the uprights more than once, but you know the one I'm speaking of in the playoffs. And was it, I don't think it was the team, it might have been the team itself that did it, but I don't think it was the team. I think it was a local, like, sports radio show or something. But they set up out in a parking lot or the street or whatever, a goalpost and a tee and the whole deal, and it was in nasty winter weather, and let these people, just Joe Blows, go up and try to make that kick because everybody, you know, was busting on the kicker. And of course it was hilarious. I think we talked about it when it happened because the video footage of it was just awesome. Watching everybody kind of bust their butts, but I thought, yeah, you know, that's a good way to deal with it. You know, if you're going to criticize somebody, at least, hey, now you know how easy or hard it is. Yeah, Dave Dreamin', it was a double doink. That was just bad. That was just terrible. Of course, my Pittsburgh Steelers had our own share of kicking woes throughout the season, but right now, it sounds like we're going to stick with Chris Boswell. Which is, oh yeah, you're right, it was a beer company. It was Goose Island, wasn't it? Now that you said beer company, that reminded me it was, I think, Goose Island that set it up. Yeah. But yeah, that was good. That was good entertainment watching everybody try to do it, though. They were pretty smart to set that up. But yeah, I don't know what happened to my man Chris Boswell. I mean, he was so good in 2017. Then he gets that big contract and all that money and just absolutely just stunk the place up. And 2018 was just terrible. So I kind of thought we'd bring in some competition or something, but I guess we didn't. Dave Dreamin' said, yes, it was Goose Island. All right, I thought it was. Another Daryl Henderson, but this one is numbered to 35. I don't think our other one was it? No, our other one was not. This one is to 35. Yeah, I was the sales manager for a beer distribution company for a long time. The on-premise, which meant, you know, bars, restaurants, stadiums, any place you buy it and drink it in the same location, not like, you know, buy it and take it home like from a grocery store. So we got to do all kinds of fun stuff and set up things like that. You get a lot of latitude with the beer company, unsurprisingly. N'Keal Harry, the Patriots, taking one home. And here we have a little Julio Jones, numbered to 35 for the Falcons. Stang Lover, you heard Trace Atkins is working on a single to Badonkadonk. And it's going to be about that guy, about the kicker. Oh, man, that poor guy. Miles Gaskin, number 235, I believe has a home with the Dolphins, if I remember correctly. I think he's another one of our, I think was undrafted, wasn't he? But at any rate, currently associated with the Dolphins, I'm reasonably sure about that. Let's see, what else have we got in here? Have we already found both of our autographs? I've lost track if we've already seen them. I think we have seen them both out of this box, haven't we? Yeah, I think we have. It is easy to lose track, that's for sure. I personally am just ready to see us get on with, you know, let's get into some meat here so we can start seeing what these rookies look like. I mean, I know we've had our various little OTAs and things, but I want to really, like, get the pads on some of these guys, start knocking them around, see what we've got. To 100, Mark Gastineau for the Jets. Especially in Pittsburgh, because good grief, look at our off season. We've got to make up a lot of ground, right? After getting rid of, well, all of our stars, just about. To 100, that was Darius Slay for the Lions. Riley Ridley is who you're looking for. We see some Riley Ridley occasionally. I'm trying to think if we've seen an autograph or if it's just been other parallels, but I definitely sort Riley Ridley. And you've got another guy up there too. Oh, I can't think of his name, but I would know it if I saw it. You've got a couple of Bears guys in here that come out in general. I just can't remember how often we're pulling their autographs, but their cards in general are in here a lot. So I've heard some people this week start talking about watching, you know, having watched Kyler Murray up to this point, and there are some that are saying that he's already starting to look like Pat Mahomes out there. But, you know, Pat Mahomes had the advantage of sitting on the bench for a good part of a season, most of a season, to kind of get his bearings. Kyler Murray is just going to get thrown right to the wolves, and I don't know, some kids can take that and some kids can't. I mean, he looks the part. He looks like the kind of kid that could be thrown to the wolves and manage to come out on top, but I think it would have been better if he could have sat in behind somebody for a year. Buckeye for Fun says, everybody in Pittsburgh is saying the locker room is a lot better now that we've cleared out some of the drama. Yeah, maybe. There's a lot to be said for not being a soap opera every day. There's your other bear, David Montgomery. Told you I'd know it when I saw it. And a number 2/100 for the Falcons, Devonta Freeman. This is numbered 299, Irv Smith and the Vikings. I'll be interested to see how Antonio Brown does. It's numbered to 50. There's your Riley Ridley. Not autographed, but still. Little numbered parallels. Got you headed in the right direction. Because I think Antonio Brown is an amazing player. I'm not going to discount his abilities at all. But he did have a special connection with Ben Roethlisberger, and it made Antonio better, and it made Ben better. So I'm going to be interested to look at both of them without the other one once we get into the new season. Andy Isabella headed to the Arizona Cardinals. But you know a lot about Antonio Brown. I wouldn't say that Antonio Brown necessarily runs the best routes in the NFL. He's probably not the most polished route runner, but he's just, if the quarterback is in sync with him and is anticipating what's going to happen, the guy looks incredible. Now, if all of a sudden Derek Carr can't quite figure out where Antonio Brown's going to be heading, we might have another situation on our hands. Wesley Walls coming out for the Carolina Panthers. So both of our autographs came out there in pretty close succession, fairly much. Whoops, we got 1 to 50. And let me just get this out of the way. Along the way, I don't like those to stack up there. I don't know why. It bugs me, because then I don't know if I've looked at them or if I haven't. You know, just like to get them out of the way. I said to 50. I'm sorry. It's to 100. I know better. Green is to 100. Roger Craig for the 49ers. Dave Dreamin says AB is an a-hole. To 165 for the 49ers. Well, by all accounts, to people that I know that personally interacted with him, I would have to say that is correct. To 299 Cardinals. One of my reps used to, that's Irv Smith again, to 100 for the Vikings. One of my former reps, he's not a current rep, but one of my former reps used to work for the Steelers. And he told me about how AB handled his business, that you know, like he was supposed to be at an appearance or do some promotional work or do something, and he just wouldn't show up. Like, he wouldn't call, he wouldn't text, he wouldn't say he was going to be late or anything. He just wouldn't show up. Or he would show up hours late, like he was supposed to be at some children's hospital event. You know, sick kids, come on, right? And launching Madden when he was on the cover last year. And, you know, taking it to these kids and all that. And I don't even remember what he told me about how late he was to that. But, I mean, it was hours and hours late. And he said sometimes, you know, the guy might be 4 or 5 hours late, if you can imagine. And not even tell anybody. I mean, you know, Andy said he was really a diva. That was his actual word. He called him a diva. Said he was just really difficult to work with and thought very highly of himself. So, but you know, I guess if you're going to play the game and be great, having a big ego is probably part of it, I guess. I don't know. Dave Dreamin, I mean, you had some numbered bears, but you haven't had a Bears autograph that I recall. Of course, you know, we'll recap it at the end. But I don't remember any Bears autographs. So when we finish this box that we are in the midst of right now, we will be at our halfway point. So we will have opened 6 with 6 remaining once we look through the last of it here. That is numbered to 299. And Rodney Anderson. I have to look up Rodney Anderson. That's one I don't know. Haven't memorized that one. Let's see here if he's on my sheet even. Yeah, he is. Bengals. Huh. I think this is the first Rodney Anderson that I remember pulling. Maybe we pulled him before, but I don't remember it. So Cincinnati Bengals, that one's headed your way. To 299 was the red. Jarrett Stidham. Hi, this is a nice little case. We hit the Kyler Murray earlier, and here's your backup quarterback potentially in New England with a little Jarrett Stidham ink for the Patriots. We'll see if they manage to work their magic again, and yellows to 165, and find another Jimmy G in the wings. You never know. Anything is possible. Have to admit, they're pretty good at finding quarterback talent there in New England. Kay is asking if he would get paid to make those appearances. You know, for the Madden release, it was probably, one would assume, part of a contract, but you never know. That's to 199. So maybe and maybe not. But either way, if you're going to commit to go to a children's hospital and see sick kids and bring them a little joy, I don't know that you just decide to show up 2, 3, 4 hours late. I just think that's just really inexcusable. Numbered to 50, Doug Baldwin and the Seahawks. And honestly, whether you're paid or whether you aren't, show up or let somebody know that you're going to be late. Don't just like not show up and not tell anybody. That's just a lack of common courtesy. DK Metcalf, Seahawks to 50. Or, you know, you could just say like, no, I don't want to do it, right? and then just don't go if you don't want to go. Leaving poor little kids there waiting on you all that time. At least he did finally show up to that one, so I guess he gets some points for that. And the red, when they are chrome, are to 100. Kellen Winslow for the Chargers. Probably wishes he had named his son something different along about now, huh? Instead of Junior. One would think. Halfway point, 6 open, 6 to go. Yeah, JM, the Patriots are having a good break. You already pulled, or I don't know if you have the Patriots, but the Patriots already pulled the N'Keal Harry, of course, and then the Stidham. Surprisingly, they're a little stingy with the Stidham autographs. I don't see him really coming out an extraordinary amount. So that was a nice little bonus there for the Patriots. Oh, yeah, I think definitely. Well, he's for sure not doing any more appearances for the Steelers now that he's up in Oakland. And apparently now doesn't have anybody taking care of his house in Pittsburgh. So the grass is several feet tall. And so his neighbor keeps asking him to get the grass taken care of. And he didn't or wouldn't. So his neighbor, I guess, reported it like as a code violation, and then also posted pictures of how high the lawn is on social media, trying to shame him into getting the grass cut. So he put out some kind of thing on, I don't know, Twitter, or I guess, and asked if anybody in Pittsburgh would do him a favor and go cut his lawn. I'm thinking, I doubt anybody in Pittsburgh is going to do you any favors right now, bud. I was like, you better just be hiring somebody to mow that lawn. Oh, JM says this is the one time you didn't get the Patriots. Oh, man, that stings. I've had that happen before, too, to me with my Steelers. But I have learned, though, I just can't watch it. Like, I cannot go back and watch the break if I don't get it, because it's painful when it hits. Travis Homer, I think, is a Seahawk. I better look him up too. I'm not solid on him, but I'm leaning Seahawk. Let's see if I'm right. Yes. Seattle Seahawks, Travis Homer. See, I keep a little cheat sheet here that I use when I have a question about something, so I don't have to rely on my poor sad brain. To 100, that is the Chargers and Leslie O'Neal. Ooh, another low-numbered blue. Should be to 25 then, I think. Coming out of here, and it might be Big Ben, is it? Yeah, baby. Big Ben Roethlisberger. 225 for the Steelers. To 199, Doug Baldwin. Excuse me. All that rain kicked up even more pollinated stuff today. But we needed the rain, so that's okay. It's to 165. That's Humphrey for the Saints. And there's another one to 299. That was a Raven. Tony Siragusa, or something somewhat similar to that pronunciation. Or maybe not at all similar to that pronunciation. There's a little Michael Thomas for the Saints. Eric Metcalf, Browns. Traveling around there for the Cleveland Browns, a little back in time. Eric Metcalf. Did I? Yeah, we did look at those, yes. See, that's why I got to pick those little stacks up, right? Then I have to stop and think about if we looked at them or not. So, Kentucky Wildcats. Most of you know, well, if you've done breaks with me before, the vast majority of you know that's where I went to school. That's my alma mater. Graduated from UK, so Wildcats, you know, bleed blue, all that stuff. Coach Cal, his son, has been playing as a walk-on with our team, supposedly wanting to learn coaching mostly. Michael Irvin to 100, Dallas Cowboys. Because, you know, he's not really going to get much playing time. I mean, he can shoot pretty well, but he's a little bit undersized and he can't defend very well. So, got very little playing time, but nonetheless, there he has been. And he just graduated this month. But he's going to go to graduate school. So he would have had a couple of years of eligibility left. And, of course, his dad coaches the basketball team. He put his name in the transfer portal. He's going to transfer out and go to graduate school somewhere else. Isn't that weird? I think that's incredibly strange. But they announced that today, and everybody's kind of like, how weird. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, Kirk, that is cold. Kirk says the Cowboys are doing as well in this break as they do in the regular season. Oh, man. That is cold. Will, you went to UK too. A fellow alum. Awesome. Yeah, Will, I love my Wildcats. So that divides my loyalties a little bit. Because I have to also... I always want our UK guys to do well, even when they're on, goodness, heaven forbid, the Ravens, right? My arch nemesis in the division for the Steelers. But, you know, I want our individual players who are in the NFL or NBA to always do well. So I can't just root for my Steelers. Gotta kind of spread the love around. Will, you got the Jags in here hoping for Josh Allen. I love that kid, man. He's so awesome. I can't believe he fell as far down the board as he did, though. He's going to make some teams pay for that. He's going to be a beast. Honestly, I think if he had been from a quote-unquote football school, if he had if his jersey said Alabama or Ohio State, he would have been drafted a whole lot higher than number 7. I think part of the reason he drafted lower is simply because his jersey said Kentucky. But hey, we're getting there. Our program's getting back on its feet again with football, and I'm kind of excited about that myself. To 299, the Dolphins with Dan Marino. This one is numbered to 50. And it's James Conner for the Steelers. So, Will, what do you think about Benny Snell? You didn't want to pick up the Steelers and look for Benny Snell. You just all about Josh, or do you go back and forth? Some breaks you look for Benny, and some breaks you look for Josh. Jerry Kramer, that's kind of cool for the Packers. I like pulling some of these throwback autographs. So the Pack with Jerry Kramer. Yeah, Benny Snell, I think he's going to be good. I mean, he's a little undersized, I know. To 100, Wesley Walls, Carolina Panthers. Which means he's not going to be an every down back. But they're talking about, basically running back by committee between he and James Conner, and I guess even Jalen Samuels to a certain extent. And I think he's going to be good in that set of circumstances. Hakeem Butler. Hakeem Butler is Cardinal, I think. Anytime I say I think, that means I better look, doesn't it? Hakeem Butler is, drum roll please, yes, a Cardinal. See what a couple of days worth of sorting does for you? Right? Getting a lot better, huh? To 165, Khalil Mack and the Bears. Frankly, that's the other reason to do a lot of early season stuff, is between doing all the sorting, you kind of learn who's going where. To 299, that was the Chargers. I got to make a new little stack over here on the sorting mat, so bear with me a second while I create a little space and shuffle a few little things over to create some space there. Who is that? That is David Sills. He's not numbered. It is a prism, and I believe he's the Buffalo Bills. Since he's not autographed, I'm not going to look that up, but I'm reasonably comfortable that he's the Buffalo Bills. Kyle Long is numbered to 100 for the Bears. That box is in the books. Buckeye, you're still looking for a Benny Snell auto. He was in the last group of Leaf stuff that we did. So I think, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he was. So he will probably be in Leaf Flash that comes out Friday, not tomorrow, a week from tomorrow. And sometimes they're easier to pull out of the Leaf stuff just because the production run is smaller. So often you'll hit pretty much who you want out of any given case. Not always, but a lot of the guys will fall at least one per case. Not always, but... Oh, Bentley, so he was the Bill. Didn't I say the Bills on David Sills, or did I not? Did I say one wrong? So Buffalo Bills, okay. I don't know if that's what I said or not, but... Yeah, so you're going to have to rotate and look for Benny Snell another day. That is the beauty of Benny Snell going to the Steelers for me. because the Steelers, that's my team, right? That's who I like to root for anyway in the NFL. So we've got Bud Dupree on there already. Now we add Benny Snell, assuming he makes the roster. Now I just have more reasons to go after my Steelers in a break. Bentley says it is time for his Darrell Henderson autograph. We need to find you a Darrell Henderson for the Rams. All right. I'm working the mojo and try to make it happen. Try to fire it up here for you, my friend. Let's see what we can come up with. That is to 199 for the Eagles, Mr. Carson Wentz. To 299, Earl Campbell. And of course, that had the Oilers on it. If you don't know this already, cards always stay with their franchise. So, former Houston Oilers are the current Tennessee Titans. So, any cards you see with the Oilers on it go to the Titans as a result. Speaking of, there's Derrick Henry to 25 for Tennessee. Whoops, I got a little carried away on that because I saw this back there and I was like, I every once in a while, my mind gets ahead of myself. I'll catch the edge of something and I want to know what it is and I'm just trying to get to it. And it is Rashawn Gary, numbered to 25 for the Green Bay Packers. And that poor kid gets the award for the worst autograph in this rookie class. For sure, for sure, for sure. DeAndre Baker. DeAndre Baker is a Giant. New York Giant. Number to 299, Dalvin Cook and the Vikings. So you say David Montgomery is going to be awesome for your Bears. I don't know a lot about David Montgomery. So fill us in. Tell us what's what, Dave. Tell us what we need to know about him. Gardner Minshew, that heads to the Jags. It is not numbered. Supposedly that kid's pretty good, Minshew. So we'll see what they do with him, but apparently he's actually pretty good, so he might make the team, hopefully. Here comes Hakeem Butler, and we just looked up Hakeem Butler a minute ago, didn't we, to make sure? But wasn't he a Cardinal? Yeah, he is. So that's a pair of Hakeem Butlers, but I think different card sets. To 199 for the Rams with Eric Dickerson. To 165, that is Rodney Hampton and the Giants. We have got 9 down and 3 to go. So how many of you opened Luminance last year? Did you like it? I did like it. I know it was a little different card design than what we're used to, but I was a fan of it, and I particularly liked the draft day autographs, most of which were, or all of which I guess were hard signed on the draft day autographs. So I know some people last year were lukewarm on Luminance. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Some people were kind of middle of the road. I did like it. So I am kind of looking forward to getting into that next week. All right, so you said David Montgomery is elusive. He doesn't have top end speed, but he's a 3 down back who makes people miss. And taking the Jordan Howard role. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. So he might be one to kind of, you might be able to get some sneaky good buys on him right now. Just buy and hold and wait for him to come in there and roll with it. Yeah, I don't know I didn't really know much about David Montgomery at all, so it's good to know. Yeah, Stang Lover, you're not wrong. The Cardinals, frankly, had their break made right away with that Kyler Murray coming out super early out of maybe the first or second box. But yeah, they have continued to just absolutely burn it up tonight, haven't they? I guess there's something to be said for just keep buying the team, you know, buy it every break, and then you're gonna, when the awesome break hits, you know you've got it. Jonathan Abram to 25. He is a Raider. This is numbered to 199 for the Falcons. Yeah, so Stang Lovers, you know, I would not call it, I don't think it definitely doesn't fall, in my opinion, in a low-level category. I mean, it's considerably pricier than, say, Legacy, which I think is more what you're saying, more of a low to mid, you know, falls kind of in that sweet spot range where you get a decent number of hits, but not at an incredibly high price, and you can pull some nice stuff out of it. It is definitely a more costly product than that, by far. I would definitely call it a mid-range product myself. Jim Kelly to 100. But I, you know, take your point. You're calling it, you know, low to mid. I would technically call it more mid. But anyway, yeah. So I do agree that it gives you an opportunity to pull a lot of the guys you want to pull with some regularity. But particularly for me, I like the draft day signatures in there a lot. I'm all about the on-card stuff. It seems like it's getting harder and harder to find that. Matt Ryan to 100 for the Falcons. So I always have a little extra appreciation for on-card stuff. That's Zeke to 165 for the boys. You said Panini will bump the price up 30 to 40%. You mean over last year? No, it's probably priced pretty similarly to last year. I think most of the stuff probably went up 10%, 10-15%, most of it over last year anyway. But yeah, Luminance is definitely a lot more expensive product than Legacy. You know, especially if you factor out the per box, the number of boxes in the case, and the overall case cost. Trayvon Williams. Trayvon Williams, I don't remember. Trayvon Mullen, I do. Trayvon Williams, I don't pull him enough to remember him. Bengals. So the Bengals have had a couple in here tonight. Daggone it, there's a second Jarrett Stidham. Dang, Patriots. How about that? Patriots just all of a sudden, you were already having a nice break, and you just all of a sudden ramped up into a very nice break. The Colts have a Peyton Manning Prism, numbered to 25. What if there was a second Kyler Murray in here? How awesome would that be? That would be the one time we would not be complaining about duplicate autographs. We'd be like, yeah, 2 Kyler Murrays out of 1 case. Of course, I've always said that. It's very hypocritical of me, but I am always that way. If I pulled multiples of guys that are not super hot, where I'm always complaining about, like, oh, they did such a bad job, all these duplicates in here. But if I had, 5 Kyler Murrays in a case, I would be like, oh, yeah, it's the best case ever. So I do know. I'm hypocritical about it. I'm aware of that. Raider autographs, I don't know. There was a Raider something, because I remember saying Raiders and the player name, but it could have been a numbered something instead of an autograph something. Honestly, I don't remember. We will, of course, recap it, and if anybody else remembers for sure one way or the other and you want to weigh in there, please jump in. Yes, Sting Lover's already typing in. He's like, if you recall. I don't. I don't retain that stuff. I mean, I remember the big ones because, you do. You tend to remember those. But the others, it all just kind of runs into one thing because you got to understand, I'm looking at every card that goes by to see if it's numbered or autographed or parallel or what I need to do with it. And multitasking with you guys in chat as well. And my little brain, it just can't keep all that. It just pushes a certain amount of stuff as soon as it goes in. If it doesn't register as being like, oh yeah, I need to retain that, my little brain just pushes it right back out the door when the next card comes up in the pile. I know it sounds very counterintuitive. It does. And that's to 165 for the Cowboys. And honestly, before I did breaks myself, when I would just buy into them, but I wasn't doing them, A.J. Brown's a Titan. And I would wonder the same thing. I would wonder, like, how can somebody not remember what they pulled? They just did it until I started doing the breaks. And then I was like, oh, yeah, now I get it. Now I understand. But anyway, this is a Raider for sure. And why was he facing backwards? He's not even autographed. Well, that's a big bunch of no good right there. I thought that was going to be something because he was facing around the other way. He's nothing. But anyway, Clelin Ferrell there is a Raider, but as it turns out, didn't do us any good anyway. They just messed with my head, having him turned around backwards. That was Stidham to 299. That is to 100. Bryce Love, Redskins. So Michael Brantley is going to be for the Patriots. Surely to goodness he's going to be an autograph, in which case the Patriots are officially then having a really nice break for themselves. Once again, you see he is in an Eagles uniform, but he is a Patriot on the card. So he goes to the Patriots as a result. Stang Lover says he hasn't watched a case of anything without Raiders autographs. They got a lot of rookies this year, don't they? So henceforth, lots of shots at it. The Eagles are taking this one home, though. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. For Philadelphia, baby. Yeah, I suspect in the early products, the Raiders will be a lot like the Broncos were last year. Now, the Broncos kind of settled down a little bit farther into the release year. But for the first several months of the new football card year, the Broncos just came out like crazy because they had so many rookies. It's to 165 that went by a minute ago, the yellow. And honestly, we were at least probably a good halfway through what I would call the card season before their numbers died down a little. Nick Chubb to 100. And by died down a little, I just mean literally a little. We still pulled plenty, just not as many as we had been pulling. Number 2, 100, Aaron Rodgers, Packers. So this brings us to last box mojo time. That's right. This is the time where we all focus our mojo on this last little box right here and hope that it delivers us something amazing to close out the case. See, exactly, Sting Lover. You did the same thing I did. You saw Cleland turned the wrong way, and I'm with you. I'm thinking, oh, right there on cue isn't the autograph. And then, no, it was just turned the wrong way for no reason. Dave Dreamin says he's not surprised that he hasn't gotten an autograph for the Bears. Well, don't give up yet. We still have this last box to look through. So we're going to have a pair of autographs left to come out of here. So don't give up yet. It could be hiding around in here for you, hopefully. We will do our best anyway to make that happen. And we're getting there, we're getting there. 2 more packs to open. And we can get in here and find out what's what. Numbered to 199. That's the Ravens and Bart Scott. Did that say, I think? That's what it said. To 165, Terry McLaurin. That's a Redskin. Steelers. Coming up with Greg Lloyd. Greg Lloyd has come up a fair amount out of here for the Steelers. He seems to be somewhat prevalent in this product. So Pittsburgh with one of our last 2 hits. So there's one still hiding out here waiting for us to find it. To $2.99 for the Packers. Whoops, I put a base in the wrong pack there. To 100, Ed Oliver for the Bills. Riley Ridley. Ha-ha. See there? Last box mojo worked for you. I told you not to give up. I told you, Dave Dreamin. And that's exactly the one you asked for, even. Ha! How about that for mojo, Dave Dreamin? Riley Ridley it is, as our second autograph out of the last box here. To 199, once again, Joe Flacco, a Bronco, not a Raven, even though he is in a Ravens uni. So, of course, once we finish looking through this, we will recap our autographs. We're not going to recap the numbered stuff because there's a vast amount of it. Lots and lots and lots of it. So we don't recap that in this product, but we will recap all of our autographs, of course. Be coming at you here in a minute. To 299, Von Miller and the Broncos. Ah, see, Dave Dreamin's happy now. He's giving me smiley face emojis. I think I had crying emojis a minute ago. It's to 299, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside for the Eagles. All right, so that's the last of the cards out of the break, but we're going to recap them here. Dave Dreamin said the Riley Ridley is not a 1 of 1. No, sadly, it is not a 1 of 1. All right, so we're starting off with the one we just looked at, Riley Ridley for the Chicago Bears. And then Greg Lloyd for the Pittsburgh Steelers. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside For the Eagles, Michael Bennett, Patriots. Jarrett Stidham, Patriots, one of a pair of Stidhams that we're going to find. Trayvon Williams was the Bengals. Hakeem Butler, Cardinals. DeAndre Baker for the Giants. There's another Hakeem Butler, also Cardinals. For the Pack, Jerry Kramer. The Browns, Eric Metcalf. Travis Homer for the Seahawks. There's your other Stidham for the Patriots. Rodney Anderson. I already forgot. We looked him up and I already forgot where he went. Daggone you, Rodney Anderson. Why can't I remember you? Also a Bengal. Why can't I retain that? I don't know. Wesley Walls, Carolina Panthers. Andy Isabella, Cardinals. Myles Gaskin, Dolphins. N'Keal Harry, Patriots. The Pack, Jamal Williams. Tyree Jackson for the Bills, numbered to 50. DK Metcalf, Seahawks. Dexter Lawrence, Giants. We're going to save that one for last. Deontay Thompson, also Cardinals. Man, the Cardinals really did hit a lot. I didn't realize that until we just recapped it. And then the beautiful star of the show right there. Kyler Murray for the Cardinals with an awesome relic and autograph and numbered to 10. Money in the bank right there. Money in the bank. Okay, so that's the break for tonight. I am going to put up the spreadsheet info one final time for anybody who missed it earlier. We're getting ready to take a little look here at your shipping information as well as the breaks that are coming up in the days ahead. So, expecting Monday to have this out the door to you, and if I can get it out the door to you faster than Monday, I will be happy to do so. But as it stands right now, I'm kind of thinking Monday is the most likely time. And of course, every team's going to have a package coming. Everybody pulled cards in here. And one final reminder, please remember that Veteran Base had its own bidding spot and does not go to the teams. These are the breaks that are coming up. This stuff's already listed on eBay. We're going to be breaking it over the days ahead. So tomorrow night, we're going to break a half case of Bowman Jumbo. Woohoo! And Paper Base has its own bidding spot in there. So teams will get chrome cards, autographed cards, numbered cards, and of course all the inserts are chrome. So by default, you get the inserts too. But Paper Base has its own category. Saturday, we're going to break Legacy again. It'll be the start of a new master case, and we'll start breaking at 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific, and just like tonight, Veteran Base will not ship to the teams. It will have its own bidding spot. Sunday is an off night. Monday, we will open a 5-box case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys, some Leaf Metal Heroes, Sports Heroes. I keep forgetting Type Heroes in there. Pre-production proof, slabbed. Okay, so every card in there is slabbed. Every card in there is a 1 of 1. Every card in there is autographed, and every card in there is a pre-production proof. It's a 10-box case. It's 1 card per box, is my understanding. And then we'll also open a case of Definitive Baseball on Monday. Tuesday will be Legacy again, and it'll be 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, just like it was tonight. And Veteran Base will have its own bidding spot, just like it did tonight. Dave Dreamin says we better watch out for Riley Ridley this year because he's going to be good. So that's advice well taken, I suspect. And Will just said, my goodness. I'm not sure why Will said my goodness, unless it was about the Kyler Murray, maybe. I don't know, maybe. So that is it for me tonight. As always, I appreciate you being here, spending part of your evening with me, and I will be back at it tomorrow night. I hope to see you again then, but if not then, come back and see me sometime soon. Meanwhile, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you the next time. Bye now.